board, and I made a little change. I had the other delay down here stacking these, and I didn't really like it too much. Put it back to the old thing that I like, and other than that, we'll go through the whole pedal board. Okay, so I don't have any effects through my system at all, so that it is dry as a bone. And I've got a little backing track here that I'll keep referring to. We'll use the backing track to sort of get some notes out. Okay, so here it is. Just what do we got? Clean sound here, and the levels are a little weird. Sorry about that. The knob broke off on my clean channel coming in the house. So here we are, clean channel on my PV Triple X, and it is what it is. And so with the delay down here coming out of the foot section, so everything's down below, it's just wah, overdrive, and I don't use them all at the same time. It's just, this is how you do just different sounds I get. This Ingve pedal that I use with my Strat, I hardly ever use it other than that, but it's also nice to go wah and then hit this at the same time, kind of a cool thing. So then I have the Dark Matter, which I use with the Dirt, and it's so fizzly like all distortion pedals really are. And then the Giggity, which sort of takes it and rounds it off, tuner. And then the Space Echo out, and you can substitute this out with, I don't know, carbon copy delay or whatever you want. Okay, so starting with the clean channel, let's hear it. Kind of yucky and sort of that, and the Giggity sort of changes it to this. Kind of like an old trainer thing in the old days. Blackface. Adding this distortion here, you get kind of this thing going. A little sloppy. Anyway, just picked it up. So then I'll just add a bit more. So then I'll add some of this echo here, and it gives it sort of this kind of thing. With this chorus here, see what that does. These pedals, these little knobs look a little crazy. Just lighten them up a bit. That seems a bit strange. And just add a bit of chorus on there. This is all off the floor, no effects loop at all. This is kind of like that old 70s sound, whatever. Groovy, and that's what I was going for, and I got exactly what I asked for. And if I get a fuzz pedal, I'm sure you know who I'm trying to sound like at that point. Okay, so going back over to my old sound, like to this distortion channel, I'll show you why I didn't like using delay without the loop before, but I've fixed all that by doing this, so to speak. I'll go back to this cleaned up sound, get rid of pretty much everything. Okay, so when you go to a distortion channel and your delay pedal is not in the loop, it's not driving the loop, and the only thing that's driving it is your pickup, really. And basically, it sounds like fucking shit. So let's just have a listen to this. This little rhythm sound. So that sounds pretty tight. Just going to tune it for a second here. Guitar's freezing here. Okay, so if I was to add delay to that, this wouldn't help it either. The green box wouldn't really help it either, and the distortion would just be distortion on distortion, and that's just shit. So if I was to add delay to this and get a little lead, it would get lost. Even with a bit of delay, it would sound shit like this. And that's what I remember delay pedals being when I first was looking for that sound. And it wasn't until I was in the band, the Sons, Satan's Sons, and my rhythm lead guitar player Johnny was really good with amps, ripped the Marshalls apart and threw an effects loop in about half an hour. Plugged his delay in, and it sure didn't sound like that. It sounded amazing. So since then I was like, okay, effects loop, delay, what is going on here? So what's happening is the amp is driving the delay, and it's sort of cutting that effect off down like rate 180 right off the curves. It's just not bouncing all over the place, and it sounds something like this. So we want a bit of sauce to that, a little bit of delay, not too much. You get this kind of thing in the loop. So it's bouncing around, but it's not as brutal as that was. And then for a longer delay, I'm going to go for this thing. It's knob straight up, we call it, and it sounds like this. No add on a bit of green box, pretty much again knob straight up. This is a little bit more manageable delay. I can bring the levels down so it's not so honking all over the place. But you'll see how it sits in a mix in 2 seconds. So that's why I like the clean sound, completely clean. Distortion, and then driving this kind of thing for that 70s Pat Travers, you know, whoever, Marino, Trower, whoever you're going for. It's really doable that way. And if you're stuck with a shitty amp on clean all night, you can probably clean it. You can do some things with it that way. In the loop, it's just more flexible, and that's just a lot more tones changes I've made. I've added the giggity, a whole lot more, which thickens up something. It sort of takes the fizzle off these distortion pedals. And one more thing I could try to just show you, wouldn't make much of a difference really, because you can't really hear it until I use my Strat. And it makes a big deal to me, is this DOD overdrive, but I'll just wing something up with this here right now. Pedal, it doesn't change the tone of your amp really whatsoever. With a Strat, it's just magic. So that's it, and here's something I never use, is reverb. It's really hard for Boss to make a good reverb. I swear they need some help. So let's hear why. I've really turned the levels down. It's just still too much reverb, even in the loop. And without the loop, it's just horrendous. So let's have a quick listen to that. Here's the reverb. That's not great. And there's really not a lot of settings. You can move it to modulation and play with that. Kind of crappy. Cleaned up with a bit of this going on. You can get this effect. This isn't as bad. I do it for a lot of stuff that involves this kind of sound. There's no real, the level's way down, you still can't seem to get it right. That's about it. It's pretty dark sounding. I'll clean up the tone a bit. Still. It's the only time this thing doesn't sound too bad. Even the test levels are almost right off. It's almost right off. It's all or nothing here. And the giggity is a clean boost. I guess we could check that out for a second. Here's the giggity. And this is really the moon and the sun, so brighter. A little darker. Playing a little Leslie in the background or something. Trying to fake an organ, you could kind of cool. Right down the middle is kind of usually where I keep it, because I do this sort of thing again. We've already been down that road. And there's the reverb. Okay, well, thanks for checking that out. I know it was really long, but I'm going to add a little backing track of some blatant Whitesnake stuff, and I'll go through a couple settings, and I guess I'll post some text as to what I did, or maybe I'll just keep the thing rolling here and you can sort of see what I'm going to do. Okay, man, thanks a lot for hanging out, and now let's record this thing with no mistakes.